Norm, as you know, is a huge community person and a friend. He will be sorely missed in town, as well as Dave Huckins. So our prayers go out to both of the families. All right.
Okay. At the last Thursday Selectmen's meeting, when we had our public informational session, we told people that a postcard would be going out reminding everyone that September 3rd is the start date, is pay-as-you-throw. There was discussion to do a direct mailing to every post office, every street number, address number, through the Tilton Post Office. So they do their deliveries by routes, and some of their routes also include parts outside of Tilton. So in order to do a saturation and get the 16 cent per piece rate,
Right.
I went and looked at each of their routes, figured out, like in Route 1, which is primarily Northfield, to pull out the addresses that are just in Tilton, so that we don't have to make these part of the direct mail. If I didn't do this, we would be sending close to 3,500 pieces at 16 cents a piece.
Right.
So we have that narrowed down. I do have my final count, Tim. It's 1,609. I think yesterday we said 1,500.
Yeah, we got up to 1,500.
1,500, so I fine-tuned this last night, so it's 1,609. Some of these will have to be done manually. They will give us back the ones that, for whatever reason, because the how can I say this? Address changes all the time. So they will have some that are left over, and they said they would give us those so that we could use them as handouts and what have you. So we don't have to print as many manual ones because we'll be getting them back. The cheapest way to do this is to, we had looked at the Primo, which was going to cost a complete saturation, which was going to be close to $4,000.
Wow.
That isn't possible. So I got a quote for $1,500, but we're going to increase that slightly, including the cutting, because the size is 9 by 6.5. That's the minimum size that the post office will take. We're going to use standard 110 cardstock. It will be duplexed, and it will be black and white, no color. That cost, with our discount, is $366.12. We get the discount because we have the Staples rewards.
Okay.
So I think that's a good price. So they do need some lead time. Normally, with their large printing jobs, they send them to their their Staples Printing Center, which would take a week. I said we don't have a week. So because this is pretty much bare bones, they'll be able to do it in-house, but they still need lead time to do this. That's why we need your approval today.
Yep.
So that we can get it printed, and then once I take it to the post office, they said usually 1 to 2 days. They assured me they could do it as soon as possible. They know this is coming.
Okay.
So we just need the board to approve the proof. Once you approve it, then Tim will save it, and I just email it to Staples, and then they start
Where's the
working.
proof?
Well, we're still working on it, but probably this is a good time before we finalize it, because they might be.
So, the content and the intent of this is not to resell anything, not justify the program or anything else. It's just to notify them when it's starting, where to buy them, and some basics of recycling and where to get more information. So on one side, we'll have, at the top, it has a very large heading where it shows, this is for Tilton residences and businesses, and in fact, both sides, it says that on the municipal trash collection routes. So that's important because it doesn't apply to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important because it could end up being sent to a few Northfield residents here and there
Right.
based on the route. So it's important to state that. And then to let them know that pay-as-you-throw starts the week of September 3rd. And this we have to have on here for the post office. In the back, we'll have on one side, information about the pay-as-you-throw. So this is basically what I wrote up for the website. Just
Yep.
reformatted a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
where you can buy it from west to east, the different stores. And then on this side, we'll have some condensed information about what you can recycle and what you can put in the recycle.
Yeah, I saw that on our website.
So that is, it's just very simple. It's just to let them know when it's starting, where you can buy it, and then there'll be some, general
Things that-
information about what you can recycle in your bin, and then there'll be a phone number to call the highway garage down at the bottom for more information.
Is there any way you can put on there, please do not put your trash in recycle bin? Is that on there?
In a couple
We can-
places, I
we
put,
We can do that in the recycle side.
Yeah, it could be-
I did it on both sides. Trash, the purple bags are for trash only, and then the recycling is for recycling only.
Does
You know,
it-
it was really interesting today to just, and I don't want to get off on this subject, but I was very adamant last Thursday night when we had the information, and people asked if there was extra that needed to go, that couldn't fit in your bin, that you could put it out of the bin.
I had that on there, on the
Unless
text.
it was, well, we did that exactly. Jane had a bucket, wrote on it, recycle, for recycling, the bucket. They picked it up and put it in the trash, not the recycling.
Right.
I had both our bins, both apartments' bins were full, so we put all the boxes, all broken down into one box, and put a sign on it, recycling, cardboard recycling. They picked it up and put it in the regular trash.
But this wasn't Recycle Week, was it?
This, yes, it is.
So they didn't put it in the,
No, they did not.
This is Recycle Week?
And then they picked it up in the trash this morning. That's 2 instances this morning that they did that. And then later on in the afternoon, they emptied the buckets only.
I think that's more of a
Root.
root problem. They're doing that, they shouldn't be.
There's
Right.
probably some kinks to work out. Even my place, when I went to get my bin on Tuesday, there were cardboard containers that had been in the bin that they had not picked up, so they must have dumped it.
And it didn't
Something
come out.
stuck, It fell out, and they left it on my lawn, so I took a picture of it. And so Joyce, if there's stuff that you had in the write-up that's not on here, then we'll just add that. But
Well,
you
do
weren't-
you want-
we didn't have any time
Jen,
to
yeah, we
talk
didn't have it, Jen.
since I was working on this.
Well, I don't think that there's
I should check with Best Way before we put that out there.
I don't think that they were really clear. Dennis was really clear. He had asked that question at Best Way, and they said they had to be really clearly marked. So,
Right.
I'm more leaning towards what Al is saying, that it's a root problem, and we'll address it individually if they come
Probably not gonna
come
be-
across it.
Well, I mean, we could, rather than just regurgitating you can recycle these things, we could have the, don't put your trash in the recycle bin and, the other stuff. So we can just, do those that we were.
Something that says, don't put your trash does not belong in a recycle
Recycle
bin,
bin.
period.
Because 2 people hit me up with that question today, 2 people.
I
Right.
still think they can put trash in the
Yeah.
recycle
Correct.
bin.
So we're going to do anything on that card.
Yeah, we could do.
Specify not to put it in the
Yeah,
barrel.
I'd thought of some do's and don'ts, so maybe we could just do something on that side, so.
Yes,
Come up with something.
I'm fine with that, and I
Thank you.
think that you have to have that done today so that you can get it to them tomorrow. I'm fine with that. And I would much rather go with the local postal customer, and then everybody's getting it, including tenants. And, absentee landlords are not on the hook for, I think that's,
It's only 16 cents a piece, so.
Yeah.
Right. No, I agree.
I think the word needs to get out, and is everybody,
Yep,
Postage. Yeah, that's fine.
I agree.
That's
we all
perfect.
set with
Yeah.
that, everybody?
Yep.
Okay.
And then the other question is, I didn't get a chance to call to find out if we were to go with a nice yellow or a nice light purple, something that would have good contrast, if that was going to increase the price. If it doesn't increase the price, do you mind if it goes out on a color?
That's fine.
No,
What if it just minimally increases the price?
Well, now you just changed the whole conversation.
No, because it's going to be paid for by the recycling committee anyway, so, and they do have money, so. I don't think it would increase it that much.
Okay, so. we'd
I
like
can't
to-
imagine that
$20 or
it,
something.
why would it, yeah.
So whatever would give the best
contrast it. I mean, we want the folks to look at it and say it's not just, a coupon from a store. This is really factual information that we have, and we need to pay attention to this information because this is what it means. Anything to do that helps that along, if it's a bold color or whatever, if that's what it's going to do, I'd be more apt. We get them a lot in white, all white, just white. Sometimes I don't even look at them. They go right in the recycling bin. That's where they go. And a colored one, people spend money on it. I tend to look at it. This might be something.
Not fluorescent, though. Just a nice...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the...
Go with the...
Anything but pink.
Purple.
You hear me?
Anything but pink?
AVP.
Do it pink.
I just want to put this in
Take a
the
vote.
FYI folder. The board just wants to kind of look and see. You can go online, and it's fun to play with. The application form is like 14 pages.
TMF.
I'll use our card when I go drop off the mailing, so. All right, that's good.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Tim.
All right, so I have for you your July financial summary, and I've sent this out to the Budget Committee department heads for review. In addition to the regular report that you get, I've also included the capital reserve funds and the status of those on the back,
Right.
so that that'll be there each month. So we haven't deposited any monies yet into any of the capital reserves.
These are, July.
So this shows you the balance as of the end of June, and I haven't gotten the statements for the sub-accounts yet from Franklin Savings for the interest, but that usually comes a little later on in the month. Okay, so this is pretty close. And then what we're to deposit this year as well as what's available. So that's on the back page for you.
Right.
I can tell you that overall, our expenses are running very, very tight to plan. We are only about 2.5% behind where we anticipated for the year, so we are really...
Behind, not ahead, huh?
Well, I should say ahead. We are underspent by 2.5%.
Okay.
So, but it is razor thin. This time last year, we had a much wider margin, and we also had a wider margin last year for revenue. So last year we were at 70% revenue, which was at the end of July, and we were at 54% in terms of expense. And this year we're at 65% in revenue and 57% in expense. So it's challenging, and it's going to be challenging.
Looks like I better start using some money in land use, huh?
Well, we should be, we should be okay through the end of the year if our expenses hold. And I have identified, as I mentioned in here, some accounts that where we have some excess monies in case there's some unforeseen things that come up before the end of the year. But I think we're going to be okay as long as we can hold these margins.
Yeah.
We'll be okay through the end of the year.
Plus, we should be getting money back, like from the lawyer fees and all that type of thing.
That's correct.
Money should be coming
Right.
back in, so.
Is there an exception report in here?
No. Nope. The next item is the budget process and timeline. On the back of this paper, I've included my recommendations, but I've talked to the majority of the department heads, and everyone was okay with this so far. So basically, the idea is to spend September working on departmental budgets, and then October on outside agencies and finalizing any departmental budgets, with the intent of having an approved budget by the end of October and presenting it the first Wednesday in November to the Budget Committee. So the only caveat to that would be, we have some insurances that come in that we don't have the final figures on until late, and just depending upon the timing of that. But by and large, you'd have the majority of your budget determined, approved, and in place. So this schedule incorporates, or the whole plan is that your meetings would start at 2 o'clock on these days, particularly in September, so that you can meet with department heads and have that time during the day where data is accessible, other resources might be accessible to you, and a combination of workshops and meetings And I detailed down at the bottom what I projected to be a logical sequence in terms of who could meet with you when, and then allowing for follow-up time on the 24th and the 26th for you to be able to, if all goes well, to be able to approve a preliminary departmental budget. And then in October, working on the outside agencies, reviewing the final budget and approving it by the end of the month, and then the board presentation to the Budget Committee. So as a part of this, one of the things to recommend to the Budget Committee, hopefully at this next meeting, would be to move their date for outside agency information deadline to October 1. Because then that means if everything is in-house by the 1st of October, then you've got that to go through, and whether or not you conduct joint meetings with them or you're doing it individually, you'll still have access to all that. So that would be one thing to recommend to them. I did mention that I think an earlier afternoon time frame, which allows you then to get into your normal business at, more of your normal meeting time. And then I did mention also the issue of the insurances that we may not have. But I think this kind of schedule, whether or not you adopt this per se, but it gives you a framework by which to work with and adjust if you see fit. But
What is the time frame usually for insurances to come in?
Our rates, we'll get notified of our rates on October 15th.
Okay. So we'll have everything except health and insurance at this time going into, well, November we'll have everything.
we should, but just in case, if there is one or two little things.
We still have the, right.
That should allow them, the Budget Committee, then all of November, December, and, majority of January to be able to work on the budget.
Right.
And
That's kind of a tight window for us to get our information on health and insurance, and then on the 15th, and then have approved the final budget by October 31st. And then the board approve it. It can be done. I mean, I like the process. I like the proposal.
Yep.
We've been after this for a few years now. Now I see it in black and white. There's no reason why we can't meet it.
Right.
It all depends on the outside agencies.
Exactly, right. I mean, there are a lot of unknowns, but this is at least a framework, but that would be my recommendation. So
Right.
going back to the front page on number 2, those were the 3 things that I saw that you might want to consider doing. If you were to adopt a timeline and notify the department heads and request that the Budget Committee make their request to outside agencies to have the information in by October 1, and then consider setting an earlier time frame to work with the department heads so that it doesn't take away from your regular meeting time, and it also allows access to, people and resources during the day. So that's number 2 on the budget process and timeline. Number 3, natural gas. As you can see by the chart there, where natural gas is tanking in August, that bodes well if we want to lock in. So right now, we are paying, I think we paid 71, or it's right there,
July, yeah.
71.1 cents per therm in July. We can lock in right now at 64.06 cents per therm for a 12-month period, or if we want to go longer than that, we can lock in a little higher. But during this past, now the 64 cents is only 4.5% less than where it is right now, or what we were paying in January, rather. But it's 24% less than what we were paying in February, March, and April. And Liberty's rate has not been that low at all.
No.
So it's going to fluctuate. Our savings is going to fluctuate with this, but I thought a 12-month window is not something where there's terrific risk. We could go to a variable rate where we float with the market, but I don't see the point in doing that. You want to have something you can count on and know basically what we're going to pay. So
Should we lock in, is what you're saying?
yeah, that's what I think. Now, I did not go out to multiple vendors on this. This is one of the largest resellers of natural gas, Constellation. So that would be my recommendation. Everybody's going to be right in where the market is, the wholesale market, hundredth of a cent or so.
Right.
So,
I'll make a motion, we lock in for $64.06 per
I'll
therm.
second that.
64 cents, 64.06 cents.
64.06 cents per therm.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Great, and that's,
I will make a motion to set forth this proposal for the budget, 2014 Selectmen's budget schedule.
I'll second that.
I think it's exciting that we get it done early.
Yeah,
Any more
wouldn't it be
discussion?
nice?
Now,
Those in favor?
Even if the outside agents don't get their stuff into us on time, that's not,
Well, there's a deadlock. If we tell them now that it's October 1st instead of October 15th, then there's no reason they can't get it done
Right.
by that. There's not that many outside agencies right now that we're looking into.
I was going to say, in
Some of them are just,
I believe the Budget Committee's meeting in August, so that we can have that discussion with them, and, yeah.
next Wednesday they're meeting, so we can relay that right to the Budget Committee.
Right,
that's what I was hoping.
yep.
So, in the meantime, go ahead, Joyce.
So some of these people that I send the letter to, they're going to find, I don't know when Joanna sends out her budget committee form, and they'll ask, oh, well, how do you want me to present this to the selectmen? You want me to use the budget committee form, or
Yeah, same Budget Committee form. It's just, we've done it,
have that ready in time? Because I'd like to do the mailing tomorrow, if I could, or Monday.
well, we'll ask
Yeah, we
tomorrow.
can ask.
I think what we can do is probably send this, if it's the consensus of the board to approve this, we can send this to John ahead of time and say, before next Wednesday, and say the board has, approved this, to go forward and have this type of a schedule. We think we can do it this year. It will up the ante, just as you explained it to us, and get things done ahead of time so we know where we stand. Is it possible to bring up, this at the Budget Committee, having it there, and is it also possible to forward a copy, have Joanna forward a copy of the form that you use to us as well? And
Yeah,
then you get two things done, and we've got it done.
Yeah, that form was something I'd originally developed for them years ago, and I don't think she's in tomorrow, Joyce.
No.
But it really, the one request, if the Budget Committee is willing to make that October 1st, then
Right.
one request goes out,
Right.
so that they're not having to send in
The
two
board,
sets.
is it the board's wishes that we still continue to do what we've been doing in the last years?
Yes.
And having both the outside agencies and the Budget Committee meet together?
I think that's very
I
important.
think it's worked
Makes
well.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
And that way, we both know what the concerns are from the other
So you
side.
can include that in the letter and say,
Yeah.
we'd still like to work with, and have the outside agencies together with the Budget Committee as we've done in the past.
Yep.
However, we would like it to accelerate the schedule a little bit to get things done.
Would you, I'll work with Joyce, and
Yep, okay.
so we'll send that off too.
And you can send this schedule out to them before Wednesday. And
Right.
all those in favor of the motion?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tim. All right, July, August, we can take those home and look at those. Joe, before you came, we approved a postcard mailing to local
I haven't seen
customers.
the finished card, but I gotta tell you, when I motioned to send out a postcard, I did so because I truly believed in my heart that we were talking a 4x6 postcard. I had no experience in what sending out a postcard actually meant. because I know that the town administrator and the finance officer and undoubtedly Catherine have been beating themselves over this simple idea, because that's what it was supposed to be.
Right.
But that said, what she had that I saw earlier today looked wonderful, and the more information, the better. As long as it's true, we can't fall,
So it's going to go into a mass mailing, hopefully, earlier the better. I don't think it's going to be done by Monday, right?
Oh, no.
Be Wednesday or Thursday.
Prosper Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, that still gives us 2.5 weeks.
He can do those final changes, and I can transmit it electronically.
Yes, he's got Monday off, so,
He's got Friday
and
and
Monday off.
Yep.
Wednesday. Okay, all right. Well, at least we have a time frame.
Yep.
And thank you for all of your work on this
The other
project.
thing too is this is set up now so that if we want to do it again for something else, we've done all our homework.
Nice.
Well, probably good to have a template.
I put
Always good.
all the other cards in here.
Okay.
For some reason, I had this, it was going to spit them out of the machine, just like it did the letters. But, oh my goodness, it turned out to be much more intricate than that.
The only one I didn't sign was this. Because I'm not sure. I read this, and I was more confused than I was before, so you can read it and see what you think. We might need her to just come up and give an explanation, because I don't know what she's trying to say to us. Or if
I
you
have been asked whether or not the board wants to approve a donation in memory of Norm or Dave Huckins. Norm goes to Franklin B&A, I believe,
Yeah,
and then Dave Huckins is going to the Tilton Northfield Samberton Christmas Fund.
I think we should.
Do you have a suggestion in mind as to the amount? $50 is what we
I think,
give?
Catherine, do you remember what we did the last?
I think it's $50 is what the board has sent in the past,
Yep.
Okay.
whatever you'd like. Is
That's
that,
the equivalent of flowers, that's what.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it would cost if you were sending flowers, 50, 55.
Then I would make a motion that we send a $50 donation to the VNA and the Tilton Northfield Samberton Christmas Fund in memory of Norman Boudreau and David Huckins.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Joyce, you're up.
Who's that for? Who's that?
No.
In your legal folder is the affidavit
Right.
that was prepared, so if you want to take a final look at that, that's what was sent.
Yep.
I haven't heard anything back from the police department on the return of service that we
Excuse me?
requested of them
The affidavit?
for the, it's in the legal file
Yeah, we had a meeting on this the other day.
with the town's
You'd like
attorney.
to look at it?
Oh. Yeah, I would like to look at it.
And I haven't heard anything on the return of service from the police department that we had requested last week.
I think that meeting was ever gonna end.
That meeting was Joe not called about that meeting?
What meeting?
We met.
Monday, there was an emergency, not emergency, it was a last-minute meeting that the lawyer asked us to...
At 1 o'clock. Yeah, I called you. Yeah, I called you, and you said, no, you were in construction. You're in the middle of
I
construction.
was in the middle of doing construction.
Yes.
And you know how I feel on this issue. So,
This is, the lawyer had to have his answers
Yep.
for a specific time
yeah,
frame.
no, I understand that.
We
I
all
was-
didn't want to be there, but
Couldn't leave what I was doing right
I
that
gotcha.
second.
Loud and clear.
On the proposed selectmen's budget schedule, I think this is great, especially having department heads meet with the selectmen and review the budget and approve their budget request before it goes to the budget committee. So that's, and we will do everything we can as department heads to adhere to this.
Can you tell me more about this young man that's doing the Eagle Scout?
Yes. Henry Stock is the son of Jason and Nancy Stock. They live on Perkins Road in Tilton. Jason has been the town of Tilton's school board representative since I came in 2007, so maybe longer than that. They have 3 boys, and the 2 older boys, well, first of all, the dad, Jason, is an Eagle Scout. Christian and Patrick are both from Winnisquam Regional High School. They both received their Eagle Scout, and now Henry, the youngest, who's going into 10th grade, he just completed his Eagle
Well,
Scout.
bravo to them, each and every one of them.
In
What a
fact,
wonderful
you and
thing.
I went to the one
For the older brother,
for the oldest brother, right?
yeah.
Right.
And what a wonderful thing that was.
Yeah. So his court of honor is on August 17th, and so I wanted to be sure that, I told them that the selectmen would be signing a certificate, and they thought that was wonderful.
Is one of us going to
I would
present it?
love to go to another one of those.
Wanna do
If
that?
nobody
Okay.
cares, I
Yep.
enjoyed that like nobody
I have
cares.
the invitation downstairs, I will just hand it to you. Unfortunately, we're going to be gone, we're going to be out of state that Saturday, but yes, that would be wonderful. So just a fine, fine family.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Quite an achievement.
On the property that the town is purchasing from DOT, the draft deed was done, the Mylar was done, we recorded the Mylar, so I sent the plan, map and drawer number to be added to the deed. I haven't had a chance to touch base with Chuck Mitchell yet to find out how soon we will get that deed and have it recorded. The Mylar's been recorded for the boundary line. So we're just kind of waiting for that. The other thing is I met with Rip Patton today from Kaderi Associates. He gave me an update on where we are with the Ernie's grant. If you kind of divide it into 3 phases, first phase was removing the building, the second phase was the soil removal, and then the third phase is the site redevelopment. The report that I gave you 2 weeks ago, which was like a summary report of where we were, basically states that we finished Phase 1 and Phase 2, the building demo and the soil removal, but the site restoration work is being placed on hold because during the soil removal, the remnants of where the building was, there was some gasoline contamination. We have since applied for the New Hampshire Petroleum Fund that will pay for all of this. There is a $5,000 deductible through our insurance, which we're still working out, but they did get the approval, which is what I just got today, and I haven't had a chance to digest it, the approval from DES and what their preliminary scope of work is to go in. Basically, it's going to be removing some more soil, replacing the MW5 monitoring well that had been destroyed during the soil removal. They had to remove the well to get the soil out. Replacing that, and then some sampling, and then bringing new soil in. So Rip will be giving me as soon as that scope of work is finalized by DES, we will get a copy of that. The other thing we've started working on is a grant application to, and I think I'd mentioned this before to the board, but I do want your permission to go ahead and at least submit the application to the Concord Resource Development Council, as they have additional money available that we can apply for to help with the site restoration, the kayak ramp, and all those other things. We are running over slightly. I did get a few more invoices that I haven't processed yet. I'll have a better handle on how much money is actually left in the program, but because of the additional soil that had to be removed, the hydraulic cylinders, and the amount of backfill that had to be brought in. If you recall, we had to do a change order. So our cleanup money, instead of being spent in the pot that's set aside for the site redevelopment, is shifted over into more of the site cleanup.
So we're not going to get a pretty park out of this, are we?
Well, we will get what we said we were going to get, because we have to. But that's why we want to apply for this other grant, because then, in fact, what Rip did is he had one of their contractors that they use to develop, if we, develop the whole thing, what would this look like? So at least we know what to start with.
Right.
But yes, it will have trail, it will have a kayak, a flagpole, if the town wants it, light, so we'll at least have a picture of something that's,
Will it have grass?
I would feel more comfortable letting the Conservation Commission explain what they have. It's going to be as maintenance-free as possible. There's all kinds of plantings that you can do that don't require a lot of water and don't require mowing and maintenance. And I know there was some discussion whether there's going to be a fence or boulders, but I'll pull out the minutes from their last two meetings where they talked
Okay.
about this.
Well, I know that they had brought up the fact that they're going to have to do something along the roadway because people are so used to pulling off there. And in order to have plantings and stuff like that, you're not going to want people driving all over it. So they're going to have to do something along the edge of the roadway, force the traffic in where you want them to come in, not just anywhere along there.
Right.
So that's what I know we talked about it a little bit, about the fact that they'll either have to come up with boulders to go along there, some kind of fencing, whether it's live or, but just something that will help direct the traffic to the parking lot.
Break habits.
Yes, and break habits. You're very true.
The other thing is, one of the things Rip did is he had to go out there, and that was really the first time I've walked on this full site for quite since they removed the drums and the soil. But he had to mark out for dig safe, because the next thing is that Crederi will be bringing in the equipment to dig the new monitoring well, so you'll see that, and I'll have to notify the police when that starts. Just so you know that there will be some activity on the site, but the activity that you're seeing is being paid for through the oil fund program, not through the EPA grant. So it's, and then I'm still waiting to hear back from Northfield on the TE program through DOT, which has funded the entire trail system. That pot of money is completely going away. It's going to be replaced by something, I don't know what. But so they have about $11 million of projects in the pipeline, and they have to have those completed by a certain date. So our project, the Trails project with Northfield, it's on target, so we don't have to worry about missing any deadlines, because they say if you miss any of these deadlines, you're going to pull your money. That's not going to happen. But I don't know what DOT has approved yet in terms of their design. So there's still, I have nothing to report as to where the bridge is going to land yet.
We're still on schedule to be completed by June 1st of next year.
I think we have until 2015, don't we? August of 2012. We have until 2015.
Oh, great.
I thought it was 2 years.
Well, one thing's for sure, that building is no longer sitting on that site, and that's an improvement.
Yes.
Well, I'm sensitive to the fact that the site looks a little shaggy right now, and yes, we're getting there, and I'm surprised more people haven't spoken up.
I think they're just so happy to have the building gone.
So,
Fact.
but I can relay to the Trails Association that we need to go on there, and at least, I know that Ken, the last time he was out there, he put up some delineation when there was the kayak race, because he didn't want people going on to the site. So we'll go out there and at least try and tidy things up a little bit.
Yeah.
So other than that, that's it for now.
I have a question that was asked of me, and I don't know the answer. And perhaps maybe someone else here can. I know a while ago we had talked about Main Street program. And now that they're not there, we had given them monies to do a last project, and the project never got done. What happens to those funds? Did you
Right.
sign in the back here, too?
Oh, no, I didn't.
They still have funds. I know that they still have
Right.
funds.
They
What-
do, but do we get them back, or what
They
happened?
were, the last that I knew, that I heard from Mike and Billy, my Gagney and Billy Lawrence, was that they wanted to kind of go out with a bang, and they were looking at putting up some kind of thing alongside the river. It was all very tentative, though, but that they had money in their account. If they're not going to do anything with it, we should get it back, and maybe we could use it for the trimming of the trees, or
Right.
My
something.
understanding, it's dissolved, the charter or the... how-
Bylaws?
it- Right, whatever they have to do with the state has been dissolved, so, right. My understanding, that's what I'm being told, but I don't know. I know I haven't asked the right people. Perhaps if I did, I probably wouldn't be asking it at a selectmen's meeting. This goes down to Joe.
I will see what I can find out.
Okay.
Have we heard anything from Mango about the 11 Grange Road?
They've been working on Riverfront Park. I do know that, but no,
Okay. Well, I wouldn't I wouldn't go looking for it, I would just see
I
if
haven't
it's coming.
received anything.
Okay.
I have not received anything. Okay. So the only thing I saw was they're redoing the cameras at Riverfront Park.
The cameras would be a great help. I know we purchased them for the senior center.
Oh,
They're downstairs in Tim's office. They were bought last year when we bought all the cameras for Town Hall and everywhere, but they just haven't been installed yet.
Okay.
It would be a great help. It would be a great help if we could get those installed.
how many did you get? 2? One for the back and one...
No, I think Tim planned it. I didn't plan it. It was all planned in the municipal buildings when we got highway, PD,
'Cause I know we
town
got,
hall,
we got ours, extra ones installed, thanks to Al.
yeah. So
We're not
maybe,
done yet.
You're not done
We
yet?
gotta move these two down here,
Right.
because they're covered up with the awning.
right, so
Oh, the awning.
perhaps maybe you and Bobby can get together and do the ones at the,
Excuse me, Al.
Yep,
Terry at the PD needs to talk to you. It's an emergency.
okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll do that, no problem.
that'd be wonderful. And I don't know, Tim, there's either 4 or 8, or I have no idea how many there are for the, no idea.
What we'll do, because next week you're not meeting. Catherine and I can go through our list and just kind of make a checklist of all these little things that are, because they'll be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
That would be nice, little quiet downtime, we can just kind
Not a family problem, is it?
Good luck, buddy.
All right, good luck. What a week.
there's got to be a limit.
There's got to be a shift in the air.
The one thing in the signing pile, I would like to
Address.
address, because I don't know,
It looks like he was paying his taxes, and there's a interest and penalty, because he
Yeah.
said he gave gave
Said he paid
the
it on
town clerk, tax collector a check, and they didn't have a check, and they didn't know anything about a check being dropped off, and he was incurred $23.18 of interest and penalties.
But she said they didn't get a check, so that's what I found confusing. If you didn't get a check, then why would you? So anyway, I don't know what it left her explanation on the front left me more confused than ever, so.
He said he had left a check
Yeah,
in time to pay for his taxes.
right.
Okay. And the following month, he was checking his statement, he couldn't see that the check had been returned,
Okay.
Cashed, right.
cash. So he went in and said, I paid my check. Cindy said, I never got your check. So he paid it, and he said, but I paid it.
Yeah,
I gave it to you. So he's requesting that he not be charged interest, so it'd be abating the interest that she charged him. It's $23.
did they find the check? I mean,
This
Makes me
came from
nervous that-
Cindy. This came from Cindy.
I know, that's why I just had questions, because she says on the front she didn't get it, so I'm thinking,
Well, this check here is a reissue of check number 340, according to the
Yeah.
notes at the bottom. So I'm guessing that 340 is the one that he says is the original check.
No, he wrote another check.
This is the other check.
yeah.
That's an image of the other check?
Yeah, it says reissue check number 340, but this is 345, so I'm assuming that 340...
is the missing check.
That's right.
So it never was found.
Payment was made on August 2nd. So it was due the 8th. He discovered that, I didn't get the check. So he came in, made another check. But he says, didn't she explain here?
Yeah, he didn't want to pay interest because he'd already sent us a check.
But if we didn't get it, how do we know that?
Well, that's exactly the thing. We have no way, the check didn't come back to him.
Right.
And the town clerk, tax collector states that no check was received, so we
Yeah.
have to assume no check was received.
Yeah.
I don't know, without documentation and substantiation.
How do we know?
I feel for the guy, if what he puts out here is true, I feel for him, but
I guess my question is how do we know he really sent a check?
that's right. We
Right.
really don't without some kind of proof positive.
Yeah,
If he had a letter that came back with the check in it, I would say, yep,
Yeah.
okay, but nothing.
Well, he says he dropped it off. She told him you can drop it off, and he said he
he-
dropped it off, but
does he know who got it? Who he gave it to?
It only could be two people,
no, sometimes we accept payments,
really.
Or he could have put it in the letterbox.
or he could put it in the letterbox.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But when we accept payments, we do a receipt,
Absolutely.
so there would have been a receipt,
yeah,
Yeah,
and we keep a receipt book.
yeah.
yeah. And there you have it, no receipt, no check, in my world.
We have no receipt of having received your check.
Right.
Right. I think that if there was some way to identify whether or not the check was dropped off, then we could act accordingly.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. There's no way
Yeah,
to do
because
that.
I don't know what to say, because, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it wouldn't be the first time someone said, but I did give you a check, and it never mysteriously got lost and never to be found again.
so we have a history of missing checks here at the town hall?
I don't think so.
Not a history of it, but it has
Once in a while
happened.
happens.
Every once in a while, it does
But it-
happen.
It does. And
But they
people,
never turn up,
right.
No.
No, they never turn up.
not like somebody's cashing them.
Right.
But I have to say that I have also been the one who did send out a check, and it mysteriously got lost, and I didn't know about it until, I was being threatened with the inch of my life. I said, it's right here, look at my book. I sent it.
I can say that it's our policy,
Yeah,
myself and Catherine, that is, if someone, definitely, they give us cash. If someone gives me a check, they say, oh, that's okay, the check's my receipt. I said, no, the receipt is from me.
right.
Yeah.
So, I said, you can take it and do whatever you want. I said, but this one's for me. And then we
Right.
always put the receipt, if it's a town clerk tax collector, clip it to the check, put it on who's ever working. If it's Cindy or Kim
Yeah.
working, it goes on their desk, because it's usually at lunchtime when that happens.
Yep.
And if it's something that we take in, I give it to Catherine, or, even if it's a copy for a card, an assessment card.
Yep.
They go, oh, no, thank you.
Yep.
What you want with yours, but.
Well, I guess, because there is no, all we can do is have faith that what he said is accurate. And give him back his interest.
He's saying no.
No, he wants the interest
Oh, right.
returned to him.
Right, so what does the board want to do? That would be an abatement.
Oh, and I say we give him the abatement,
So Sandy moved?
yes. I say that only because, it could very well been that it happened, but we can't say it did or we can't say it didn't. So at this point, he did come in as soon as he saw he didn't get the check back, according to what he told her, that when he saw we hadn't cashed his check, he came in immediately to find out about it and gave her another check, which would indicate to me that he must have sent a check or dropped one off, because when he didn't get it back, he inquired about it.
I make a motion that we...
I already
Oh, you
did.
made a motion already.
Yes, I just need a second.
Black hole second.
All right.
Black hole second.
I'm a black hole down here.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
All right, I will make up an abatement form.
Yep.
Cindy can call him and tell him the board approved it.
Okay.
Now, you'll be coming in next week to sign the manifest.
Yes. Mhm.
I'll have it then.
What's a good time to sign the
Yeah.
manifest? In the afternoon on Monday, or Tuesday, or when's a
Well,
good
payroll,
time?
I'll have payroll done by 2
On Monday?
Monday. Excuse me, but Tim will be back on Tuesday that he can process accounts payable, which
We can do that all at once.
Yeah, so if we come
I'll do the
in,
payroll and the accounts payable at the
Yeah.
same time, sure.
yeah,
I mean, I'll
because
be
you don't
around
give out the
anyways.
checks till Wednesday anyway, so, right?
Right.
We come in, say, late Tuesday.
Well, that would be up to Tim
Yeah.
for his accounts payable.
Well, you can just ask him to let us know, and we'll make sure we
And
come
just
by
do
and
both
sign.
at the same time.
Yeah, and we'll sign them. Yep.
But sometimes he doesn't have AP ready. Well, I mean, our deadline, we try and get everything to him by noon on Tuesday.
Right.
But there's always something you're trying to slip in right up
Mhm.
until when the manifest comes up
Right.
to you guys. Okay.
Okay. Joe, do you have anything for us?
I do. There was a meeting of the cooperative today. They approved the contract for, between Wheelabrator and the co-op. There'll be a joint board. The other thing, that piece of property they did not discuss. I'd like to put on the website a notice to the effect that the routes for the regular garbage pickup and recycling come by at different times. That seems to be the biggest thing that I hear at this point. A lot of positive things about the recycling and what have you. People are starting to buy the bags. The notices are up. I've put notices all over the place, bags now available, buy your bags at the, here, and yeah, I did correct the 2Ks in week before I posted them. The ones I sent you, I misspelled week, I hit the K twice instead of the E, but it was corrected. And the last thing is that we one that we hit September 3rd, I have the feeling that businesses might take a hit in their dumpsters. That was one of the things that Mr. Chesley from Concord told me,
Right.
that for a few weeks, businesses saw garbage at the dumpsters, people looking for places to get rid of it. Don't have the purple bags, so on and so forth. I'm not sure how we go about it, but when that mass mailing postcards, is that including all of the business addresses? Is that every address in town?
Every address.
Okay. It doesn't say anything about business owners. I guess that's not the proper forum for it anyway, but,
No, this is specifically addressed to Tilton residents and businesses that are on our current Tuesday and Thursday collection route.
nothing specific as more by way of a heads up to those businesses, though.
To the businesses that aren't on the collection route,
Okay.
they're going to be getting the same thing. So their
Yep.
heads up is knowing that.
It's starting on
watch your-
September
yeah,
3rd.
Watch your dumpster.
By all means, watch your dumpster. And that was the only other thing on my agenda. So I'm done.
Sandy, do you have anything?
No.
The only thing I have is Lowe's Local Heroes is doing right now, trying to complete a 4 or 5 day project of patio out back of the senior center. It's looking pretty good. They corporately supply the product, and locally the employees spend their days off and arrange their time, so they're on their own time doing the work. Belknap Landscaping has also joined in on this partnership with Lowe's, and they've offered their expertise, and in a lot of, when I got there the other day, when they started the work on Tuesday, Belknap Landscaping was right in there leveling and doing a lot of the work and helping out to make it look really nice. The one thing that I wasn't around for is when they dug out the patio square, they took the dirt and put it down the banking. Now, it looks like it's pretty well on our land, but I think perhaps maybe just a phone call to John to say, hey, this is what happened, it wasn't, intentional to go there. This is where he's doing the walkway, so I imagine he's going to fill there anyway, so it might help him, but if he needs us to remove it, we'll remove it. But for right now, it's not. It's probably, 6 or 7 wheelbarrows full, maybe, I would say. They went down 6 inches, so it's 14 feet by 15 that they cut out, so whatever.
Do that by hand, or did they have a?
They had shovels. And it's really hard dirt. So that was the toughest part for them to do. And then they had to level it. And then Belknap Landscaping went and got a compactor, so they compacted it, and then they put the sand down. So now the bricks are being laid down, which is very exciting.
Did you take pictures?
I do have some pictures on my phone.
Can you email those to Tim so we can all see them?
I do have, well, one of the pictures, the last picture I took, it was maybe quarter of the way. It done just a little bit differently because they changed it and they came off of the ramp and wrapped it around. So
This is going to look so nice. Oh, wow. From the highway. Wow, oops. Those are nice. These are the ones we picked out?
Yep.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's going to be a real nice place.
And so, depending on what is left in the budget, there's furniture coming along with that. So that's going to be
Outstanding.
really neat. That's going to be really neat.
Whoops,
I can
that's going to
just-
be really nice.
Yeah?
Really
Be able
nice.
to go out. You're,
That's nice.
you've been there, Joe, you've seen it?
Yes,
Okay.
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it?
I drive by there, and I was over to deliver some recycle stuff, and it's in the neighborhood.
It's really going to be really nice, yep. The other issue we had was we finally figured out what to do in the maintenance room and put those shelves up, which worked out absolutely ideal. And we had a clutter issue in the maintenance room where there was cleaning supplies, and there was an accident that happened that some cleaning supplies got knocked on a person, and the cover wasn't on, and we decided we're going to go ahead and do the shelving, the permanent shelving on the wall when you go in, and that avoids everything from, it's all around the perimeter of the maintenance room now instead of right there in the middle. So it really looks nice, and Jay did a great job putting them up, and then I put all the, surprisingly, all that clutter only took up a shelf and a half
Really?
of those.
Well,
So-
did you get your paper towels that are downstairs?
Yes, they're up there too, and
Right.
it's still a shelf and a half. And so last night's music that they had, they didn't know where to put some styrofoam cups, so they put those way on the top shelf. So I noticed that this morning when I brought the paper towels up.
And
This-
pretty soon there'll be some purple bags in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was a big difference, but I would like to get the cameras up there because there's things that are missing, little things. But I understand that the chief has arranged with Northfield to try to find extra parking for us tonight at
Oh,
the
good.
funeral home.
It was packed. Did you go last night?
I tried to go last night, I couldn't get there. Yeah, I imagine. It was huge. Tonight will be. I know that. They, did Janice give you a call? She didn't, so I heard. That's good. It's probably Bob is going to take care of it. The other thing, I met with the chief this morning, Chief Ober, and he is actually going to come in and explain this, so I'm not going to go into detail with it. On the 22nd, when we meet again, he'll be coming in. The Belknap County chiefs met, and all of them from all of the towns are on board with doing a direct bill. It's time. The county is kind of, and he'll explain it, wishy-washy about what to do and how to do it, and there'll be a $3,000 increase if we go with the county doing the billing. I have a sheet here that, and he'll go into further detail with it, of what he would like from the board is a letter saying that, we're for it or against it, and that, so that they can be prepared for it during their budget season coming up in the last part of September, October. Meredith, Center Harbor, and New Hampton have already written in and said that they want direct billing. To us, it would mean an increase of $4,176 to us. Other towns, it means there'll be, like, for instance, Meredith, it'll be a gain of $25,000. Laconia, it will be an increase of $17,000. In Belmont, it's an increase of $18,000. Barnstead, it's an increase of $9,000. In Alton, it will be a gain of $18,000.
What's Guilford?
So Alden Meredith been paying the
Guilford
freight.
is an increase of $14,300. Center Harbor's an increase of $4,000. And New Hampton is, it would be an increase of Center Harbor is a gain of $4,700. New Hampton is an increase of $3,300. Samberton's an increase of $4,500. We're an increase of $41. But also, you also have to look at that it's $554,037 for the budget for all the towns for dispatch to Lakes Region Mutual Aid. We have to make sure that the money comes out of the county budget if we decide to go direct billing.
Now, is that their 2013 budget or their 2014 budget?
This will go to 2014. Right, because we're already in the 2013 budget. So it'll be the 2020. So right now, direct bill, Northfield pays $33,114, and we will be paying $31,790.
What is these apportionments based on?
There, it's a formula that they use. Am I right in reading that?
Well, I assume that there's a formula, but I was wondering if it was based on residents or valuation or a combination of
It's a
things.
valuation and assessment, population and valuation, am I correct in that, Joyce?
It's population, assessed value, and there's a third one. Oh, and a fixed cost, fixed capital cost.
So every town pays $1,000 and then
But the
that kind of thing?
Yeah, population, I believe, has the greatest weight, then assessed value, and then the fixed costs.
Well, now, if this is being billed, is it going to be, if it's billed to the district, does that mean that they're going to?
It's not billed to the district, it's billed to the town.
Oh, okay,
It's billed to the town.
all right.
So we'll have to budget for that now.
And we'll have to put that into the budget. Well, we put that into the budget anyway
Right.
for the county,
Right,
as part of our county. It'll just be put in our budget as Lakes Region Mutual Aid Dispatch.
Yeah, we have all towns, we have a line item
mm-hmm,
that says fire department, but we budget zero.
right.
But if we're direct billed, then we would budget whatever the amount is.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's a town.
But now, our Belknap County bill should go down
Yes.
to reflect that.
Right.
Get better.
We've got to make sure that it does and not have it so that they,
Just use the money somewhere else.
right,
Right.
say, oh, wow, we've got,
$500,000.
No, we've got $500,000, I mean, then, and then we level fund it. Well, what happened to the $500,000 that all of the towns took away when we took away the Lakes Region Mutual Aid direct billing?
Yeah,
So, then they'll say, well, I don't know. Geez.
Well, we can't duplicate that service for less money, or even for that money, so
No, we can't. Absolutely. I totally agree with that.
I think we need pay it whatever way
yep.
we come up with the money.
Well, we kind of could tell from what they'd been writing in the newspapers that we knew this was going to be coming.
Yeah.
We had sent a letter telling the commissioners that we like it just the way it is, keep it in the budget.
Is he going to be bringing one of these?
Yes.
Copies.
Joyce scanned it
Okay,
so that she can send us all one to Board
Okay.
of Selectmen.
And I'll go through my Lakes Region Mutual Aid file and
And I'll have it right here in my book anyway, so that if
Okay.
we don't have it that night, we can make copies, whatever.
And it's interesting to see how they arrive at that dollar amount.
yep,
Did you want to approve the minutes?
yep.
Did you approve the minutes yet?
Not yet.
Make a motion to bring the minutes of July 25th to the floor for discussion.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes?
Yes.
good, now I can send these minutes to the,
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We're going over.
because I was waiting for these to send to the utilities.
Yep.
That doesn't sound like Catherine.
No, it's Tim.
Oh, beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh, good, so you kept that in there? I just thought they should probably know what they're, that's beautiful. You want to start with Joe?
Yeah.
So what program do you use that in? Do you use like Publisher, or do you use
GIMP.
GIMP? Do they give classes in GIMP, or they
There's
website?
tutorials for it, but at home I use Adobe products, but it costs like $500 for those.
For GIMP or
like
for
it.
Adobe?
No, for Adobe. Actually, I paid $1,500 for the license, set of licenses I have.
It's a lot more ornate than I had originally envisioned, but I like it.
Adobe licenses? So Adobe you can do?
Photoshop.
It's a chocolate kind of day.
Yeah, it is. The chocolate's kind of dead?
It's a chocolate kind of day.
Oh.
This time must
Very
be
nice.
choking off my
I thought,
vocal cords.
you tell me heard you,
Joyce, shoveling
I like that. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Nice lot.
bleed out.
I like it.
This is pretty.
Is this what you said, Chair Constantine? If anyone else wishes to speak on the petition to amend the poll. If no one else wishes to speak, then the hearing is not officially closed.
Now. N-O-W.
Then it is now official, oh, okay, now, all right. All right, Catherine, on page 9, the second paragraph that starts, Chair Constantino, on the very last line of that paragraph, it should say, hearing is now officially closed, not. Because I'm thinking, she wouldn't have said that. Got it.
Is that it? Is there any more changes or corrections or concerns?
No.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as amended.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yep.
Aye. Is there any more business to come before us in a public session?
Are we done or non-public? I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Second that motion.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
I still have that in my...
Let me get the
Oh,
camera.
all right, I'll run it through the shredder.
Oh, okay.
That's good. He's going to email it to me. I'll email it to Andy.
Okay.
Over there. See the
Well, this was